G'day and welcome to another episode of KiwiCarLife, and today I'm going to be showing you how to pass your full license in New Zealand.
To be eligible to take the test, you need to have held a restricted license for 18 months or 12 months if you've completed a defensive driving course. The test can be booked online on the New Zealand Transport Agency website. It'll most likely be taken at your nearest VTNZ. It'll take about 20 minutes and it'll cost $110. During the test, you shouldn't be required to parallel park or do a 3-point turn, but hey, it pays to know how to do these just in case the instructor throws a curveball at you. Most of the test is based around commentary and risk assessment, which I'll get into later. But you should know how far away the front and rear of the car is, and you should know how to do a full mirror check every time you reverse. Also, make sure you indicate every time you cross the centre line, like when going around a bus at a bus stop. Finally, if you're taking the test in a manual, don't stall, because the instructors don't like that. For general driving, you should always be scanning at least 12 seconds ahead of where you are, so that if something happens a long way in front of you, you've got plenty of time to decide what to do about it. Make sure that every time you turn at an intersection, merge or change lanes, you indicate for 3 seconds and check your centre mirror, side mirror and blind spot before moving. Finally, when going off at a roundabout, look out towards the exit before the one you wish to take to make sure no cars are moving out in front of you. When driving in normal conditions, you should generally use the 2-second rule for following distances. This means that if the car in front goes past a point, you should be far enough behind them so that you go past the same point 2 seconds later. When driving in wet, foggy or otherwise unideal conditions, apply the 4-second rule. Driving at the speed limit may not always be the safest option, so be sure to adjust your speed according to the conditions. And definitely don't exceed the speed limit, because the instructors really don't like that. Most of the time you'll probably just be driving around in 50 km/h zones in residential or industrial areas. However, if you do happen to reach a sign with a posted speed limit higher than the current one, don't speed up until you've passed the sign, and the opposite for lower posted speed limits. Make sure that you don't cut into cycle lanes, or stop on a pedestrian crossing, or in the middle of an intersection. Come to a complete stop at stop signs, and don't crash, stall, drive too fast, or take too long to go. Finally, always follow the instructions of the testing officer and don't do anything that might cause them to have to intervene.
So that's pretty much everything you need to know about general driving. To make it really simple, if that didn't make much sense, pretty much just follow all the road rules, use your mirrors constantly without being dangerous. However, there's more to the test than just driving about. You've got to tell the instructor about the hazards around you. Here's a quick rundown of how it works.
Some hazards require you to slow down for them, and others only require you to watch them. Hazards include anything that moves or could move. Oncoming cars, parked cars, pedestrians.
There's more pedestrians. Okay, now that's an actual danger. Film them, film them, film them. Film them.
Across the road.
Cyclists,
Danger!
animals, or even objects. As well as intersections, traffic lights and pedestrian crossings. Hazards could be in front, to the left, right or behind you. And this forms the basic structure of almost everything you need to say. Another thing you need to say is looking right and scanning left when you approach an intersection. This tells the instructor that you're first looking for the immediate danger, cars coming from the right, and then scanning across the intersection to identify any other hazards before moving off. The last thing you need to say is keeping left for oncoming cars every time there's an oncoming car. Now obviously if there's a row of 10 cars coming towards you, you don't need to say it for every single one, only if there hasn't been any oncoming cars for a while. And that's basically it. To give you an idea of how it works, here's an example of me doing some commentary.
Watching pedestrian crossing. Slowing down for a red traffic light. Watching pedestrians on the left and right. Watching parked car on the left. Who knows what they're up to. Watching car turning ahead. Keeping left for oncoming cars. Watching driveway on the left. Slowing down for a roundabout. Keeping left for oncoming cars. Looking right. And scanning left. Watching pedestrians on the left. Watching cars ahead. Keeping left for oncoming cars. Watching pedestrians on the left and right. Watching parked cars on the left.
watching that car there, whatever he's up to. Slowing down for red light. Watching motorcyclists on the left, pedestrian on the left, parked cars on the right to the tunnel.
Well, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I hope that it's given you the confidence to go and smash out that full license test. And if you want to see some more videos featuring my car or my scooter or my go-kart or some other random Kiwi New Zealand driving stuff, then why don't you go check out some of my other videos. I'd really appreciate it. See you later.